My job is the explainer. I never knew that. My job as a doctor would be mostly explaining. I, like many other medical students, thought I'd be in the business doing stuff, prescribing medications, diagnosing things, healing, right? It's a healing profession. But I realize much more than all that. Numero uno, my job when I go to work in a hospital is explaining. Let's go back a step. Let me give you a simple scenario. Somebody dies. I mean, the past few weeks had many deaths. They were sort of, one was unplanned, others were planned. But either way, it's hard because the family comes to you and says, why? And I don't know why. I mean, it's nice when you have a good answer, like, this person has cancer, they're dying. But one was unexpected. I don't know what happened. The other one was expected, but I also don't know what happened. Why he's just not opening his eyes and then not responding. There's no smoking gun, I told the family. Said there's many of these little things. He had a stroke. He has all this brain that's just mush now. He has this and that. Liver's not good. Kidneys aren't good. I mean, it's just all of them combined. The daughter was very grateful. She says, "Look, I'm not meaning to push you and put you on the hot seat, but it's just, I understand he's been declining, but just family keeps asking me." I'm like, I know, no, I know. I know. I'm here to talk to you, to explain. That's a very, I would say, obvious reason why I have to explain. But the other thing is, I have to explain because I work in a hospital and I'm the doctor, see? The main issue, I would say, with many doctors, why they're slow, not good at their job, right? They spend half their day, right, talking to patients and the family's still upset, the patient's still upset, or they spend half the day writing notes and they still get sued and this or that, is because they don't know how to explain. So there's two aspects to this. One is your day is more efficient if your patient does what you want them to. So for me, it's a little bit different because many times I don't feel the need to push them this way or that, right? Because I feel like there's no right answer. Why am I pushing you? Or I may recommend this, but I'm not you. I don't have your beliefs. I don't know your background, your life situation. I don't know what I would choose in your shoes because I'm simply not you. And that's why I give them a choice. But I think for doctors, and I would say the thing that makes me more efficient than many of doctors, is that it's easier for me to convince patients. See, planning is something that's undervalued in the medical field, right? Everybody says an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And you look at the money put into preventative care in the US, and it's like an ounce is 1/16th of a pound. It is 1 gram to 1 kilogram, which is 1 to 1,000. It is nowhere comparable, right? A patient could be in a week in ICU costing $100,000, and you're not willing to spend $60 to buy them a continuous glucose monitor to prevent them from getting diabetes and having all these complications and ending up on a ventilator? Like, our healthcare system in the US is just messed up. But ignoring that, doctors don't plan on talking to patients. They just go in and wing it. Like, seriously. Like, if you don't know how to talk to a patient, come to me. I'll tell you, right? I mean, I think I'm better than 99% of my colleagues talking to patients, but I still plan. I think. What is my strategy? I think I told you before. I had a patient who was doing very well, which is not what I would say objective, but patients, families, they're very skewed sometimes, right, in terms of what their definition of doing well is. The classic scenario is Alzheimer's. You're like, this patient obviously has dementia. How could a family have missed it? And they didn't miss it per se. They missed the big changes because they only saw little changes over a long period of time. It's like the whole frog. He's sitting there in cold water, feels fine. It's a little bit warmer. It's like, nice, get used to it. And it keeps warming and boiling, and he ends up being boiled and eaten by different people, right? Because changes happen so slowly. It's like when you see somebody and you're like, hey, how are you doing? Oh, you. Anyways, you tell your friend, like, hey, I met John. Haven't seen him in a decade. He's like really fat now, right? And the guy's like, oh, really? I haven't. Oh, I don't know. Because I see him all the time, so I guess I haven't noticed. Because you have these little changes, right? So you have to talk to the family of the man with dementia and say, tell me, when's the last time he was good at directions? Was that 5 years ago? 10 years ago? That he can navigate by himself? That he could find his way home? Does he misplace his keys for them? And you just ask them these questions and the light goes off their head. They're like, oh, he probably already had dementia years ago. We just sort of didn't realize it. See, you got to plan when you talk to people, right? So with this guy who has cancer and he's doing poorly, you got to... I first said, look, they're not going to accept it when they just come in and say, I'm the first guy who met you instead of using poorly. So this is my game plan. I'm going to be on for a few days. So day 1, 2, 3, right? Day 1, I'm going to tell him, I'm going to try everything to make him better. We're going to throw the book at it, right? I mean, I guess, I don't know if patients know what throw the book is. For medical people, throw the book means try everything, right? So lungs, right? There's only 3 things you do, right? Because, I don't treat lung cancer, plus you can't treat it right away. So, steroids, asthma, COPD, that may help. Cancer may help a little bit. Steroids, right? Antibiotics, maybe it's an infection with bugs that are bacterial, right? Fungus doesn't matter, right? Can't really do much right away. Viruses, COVID, what can we do, right? But, antibiotics, maybe, right? And then, last one, diuresis. We just get fluid out of you. Maybe it's a heart failure component. Can't see it anyways. Sometimes you have heart failure. We can't see any change in your lungs. Maybe you don't have heart failure. Who cares? It's worth a try. So, we give those 3 things. We throw the book at it. So, it says, hey man, talk to his family. We're going to try to make Johnny better. We're going to give him everything we got. Okay? Let's get him better. We'll get him back to how great he was doing. Get him home, living with you guys. Life's going to be good. They like